Hi everyone. Um, this isn't a joke, but that's me as the Joker, which I think you guys will understand why I put up that picture at this point in time. We are up to part 100 and it's pretty absurd, and bizarre, as I keep saying. Everything that happened to me and the way I was treated and the things that people got away with doing and the things that people got away with not doing. And I did this shot for TikTok originally, for some Friday the 13th and Halloween pics, because everyone on there is doing those sorts of shots at the moment. So I hope you guys like it, and we'll get stuck into this video. And if anyone's wondering, yes, I am recovering, or I'm trying to recover, but unfortunately I'm still sick. I have no idea why. I think I was sick for 2 weeks, and I've been recovering for over a week, but not back to normal health. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, so on the 5th of the 4th, 2018, I received a letter from VCAT, which was giving me the date for a hearing. When you get a letter from VCAT, it's actually like a little slip, sort of like your tax file number that you have to, with perforated edges. It's not a letter in an envelope. It's some sort of slip with perforated edges that you need to rip open, and then you open it and you see that you've got a hearing. And excuse me, you'll probably be able to hear from my voice that no, they're not the best letters to get, and not for me anyway, because I went there with some pretty valid, evidence and valid reasons for an application, and I was shooed out of there just like I was every other time. But we'll get to that. So I noticed that the hearing date fell during the school holidays, so that meant that I would have to bring my daughter to the hearing, which I didn't want to do. I hated her seeing me being mistreated by people who work in the justice system. And obviously there were other things that I would have rather have been doing with her on the school holidays. But this was my life because of what happened to me, and I took on the responsibility of dealing with all of these court hearings and all of this work because I wanted to get my life back to normal, and mainly because I just didn't have a choice. I wasn't going to allow the respondent or the people who work in the justice system to make me homeless because of their laziness and their stuff-ups. I needed to defend myself because I had so much thrown at me, and I needed to defend myself all the time because they were throwing things at me all the time. Then on the 6th of the 4th, 2018, I realised that my fence was still being propped up by a piece of wood, and no one from the Office of Housing had contacted me about repairing it properly. So I found out that I would need to get an inspector from Consumer Affairs to attend my home to inspect the fence, because that was the first step in taking the matter to VCAT to force the department to repair it. So this was another task and another court hearing that I would have to attend on top of all the others. I had to print out application forms that I had found online, and then I had to post them to Consumer Affairs, obviously, at no cost to them and every cost to me. And then I had to wait for the inspector, and all this time I was in danger of people coming into my yard or even trying to break into my unit while I was waiting for the process to happen. And the funny thing was that the person who got into my yard and put the piece of wood there knew that the back fence needed to be repaired, but no one ever emailed me to say, we attended, put a piece of wood against your fence, and we'll come back to fix it ASAP and we'll fix it properly. The fact that they had just attended and put the wood there and never got back to me was ridiculous. Clearly, they didn't think that my safety mattered and didn't think that I would do anything about it. And I guess they didn't care because all the work of contacting Consumer Affairs and going to VCAT would be my responsibility and the costs would be borne by me. Also, on that day, I received a letter from the Compensation Court, which, as you know, is at the Melbourne Magistrates Court. And that letter was informing me of my hearing date for my application for compensation. You would have thought that I would be relieved and happy because I was going to get compensation, but I wasn't. And now that I look back at it, I think that I must have known that at the bottom of my heart that I wasn't going to get compensation because of the way everyone else had treated me. But I kept up a front that I had some chance of getting it, and I must have suppressed those feelings and my fear just so I could keep going. So that means that now that I've got the court date for my compensation hearing, the part of this series where I tell you guys what actually happened and do a rundown of that is just around the corner. So I hope everyone can catch up with all my other videos if you haven't watched those, and I look forward to telling you all what happened in the next video.